Hey, John and Mike, brew-juice.com. A special treat tonight, special treat.
Seriously, I walked down to his basement with his 2 fridges, and I say to myself, hey, it looks like we've got the tasting glasses already set up for the film, for the filming, for the video. And what is this? This smells soury. It smells like a sour ale. Is this one of your Rosalie experiments?
Yes, sir. This is
See how I said that?
I'm really surprised how this came out. This is the first installment. Of the start of a quasi-Solera project.
How about
I'm
that?
Thinking about.
Nice.
So, this guy's been in the fermenter for 3 months and 2 days.
3 months?
And
Wow.
And so this was.
Because I thought that was at least a year old after I...
Boom.
Wow.
so I'm really excited
Wow,
this came
your
out
bugs,
because
yeah.
so this the base beer, this is super light golden straw color.
Quite.
It's awesome. So this beer was a disaster of a brew session.
Nice.
This beer was supposed to be, this wort was supposed to become the Nordic ale saison thing.
Okay.
But it didn't make it because I had some real struggles with the worst stuck sparge I have ever had in my life.
Wow.
It was just super stuck. I had really bad temperature issues, so it was. I don't think I ever got the temperature above like 145. I struggled. I ran across the street to a neighbor's house to get some rice hulls. That didn't help. Eventually, I said, it had been like 2 hours of struggling with it. I said, forget it. I'm just going to run off what I can run off. I boiled it for 10 minutes just to kill what needed to be killed. I said, screw it. I'm putting it in the bucket. It was supposed to be. There was enough grain in here for. It was supposed to be a split batch, 2 5-gallon things.
Yeah.
But I only got like 8 gallons. I got less. I got like 6 gallons out of the running, so I boiled it into the bucket. It went. Pitched a fresh package of Rosalie and a fresh package of sweet Flemish Brett from Giga Yeast. And boom, 3 months.
Yeah, there you
couple
go.
days.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yes. And it has a strong Brett aroma and a sour taste, a tanginess that I can only dream of in the sour projects that I have.
So I'll give you the basic recipe. It's 1/3 or 33% Pilsner malt.
Yeah.
1/3, 33% like two-row.
2-row.
And then the other third is split 50-50 between flaked oats and flaked wheat.
So 1/6.
So it's like 1/3. Yeah, 1/6 of it is.
How about that?
16.6%. Right. So.
So I'm sorry. Oats and what?
Wheat.
Okay.
So it's a classic
Yeah.
sour base, a golden sour base.
Yes.
If I put more rice hulls in there, it probably would lauter much better.
Mm.
So that basic recipe did get tweaked and went into the Nordic ale beer. So eventually I figured out how to lauter it. So anyway, this beer is on its way.
Yeah, I think so.
Future plans for this is probably another 3 months in the bucket, just because that was my plan, 6 months in the bucket. Then I'm going to rack it into a 5-gallon glass carboy and let it just sit there. And then fresh wort's going to go on top of the cake of this.
Yeah.
And that's going to go 6 months.
Okay.
And then the plan roughly would be 6 months from then, that's going to get racked to another 5-gallon carboy. More wort into that cake again. And then I'll have 3 vessels where I'll start drawing half the volume of the oldest, and then transfer half the volume of the second oldest into the oldest one, moving half the volume every time. That's a Solera.
Ah, I get it.
And so then from the bucket we'll go into the mid-stage carboy, and then fresh wort will go in with half of the other souring beer in the bucket. And it's just, you're always moving 2.5 gallons of beer forward. And so every 6 months you'll be packaging 2.5 gallons of sour beer.
Wow.
That's the plan.
So what's going to happen once that last 2.5 gallons gets moved to that first carboy? Will it be like this, the most sour?
It might get more sour. I mean, I think there's a fair amount of body in this right now. So I think there's still occasionally, like every couple of weeks, I'll notice that all of a sudden it picks up some steam again and it's bubbling away a little bit. So there's enough body here that clearly there's enough dextrins.
Oh yeah, there's more to
that
go.
some of the other microbes are working on those long term. So we'll see.
Did you have a thick pellicle when you opened it up?
I took a picture of it and I'll put it in the video here. The pellicle at this point is not thick. I think most of it is probably fallen. It's just a little bit, it's bubbly on the top. I mean, there's a coating, there's some bubbles, there's some of those little lipid rafts floating around in there.
Got a little bit of the wheat in the aftertaste there, so I could see how this needs just a little more, but impressive for 3 months and a couple of days.
I think that speaks to the freshness of the Rosolera, and that I really think a big part of it, because I tried Rosolera once before, and then the yeast.
Was that the yeast that got frozen?
Yes. So the Rosolera's kicking butt
frozen,
here.
Not fresh yeast. Yeah.
The Rosolera's kicking butt here, along with that sweet Flemish bread.
Sweet. I think the one thing I picked out of that whole conversation that we just had was that you have a neighbor that has rice hulls at the ready.
At the ready. And now I told him, I see him places around, like I'll see him at places like, and I'll tap him on the shoulder like, hey, if you ever need rice hulls, I got your back. Because I have a pound of rice hulls now that I bought to replace his, but they're at the ready. By the way, I've got a pound of wheat for you too.
Oh, good. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Thanks.
All right, great.
All right, so the Solera project, this is...
Well, this might be too good to wait 18 months, 2 years to like really
I don't know. I think you're on a good schedule. I'm on like a year schedule. I'm like in year 3.
I can't wait to get that out of there and put more on top of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I took some pictures and I tweeted them out of when I brewed my final sour of the 3-year project that I got going on, and I don't know, that the one that's now 2 years old is, I think, pretty great. The 1-year-old one is a sour, and just it seems like it needs to settle down after being in the bucket, and then we'll see how the latest one. Of course, I did what you did was, the one that is now in the fermentation bucket is now on 2 years worth of bugs. In there, so we'll check it out. So thanks, man. This is great.
Tremendous.
So I can't wait for another update in 6 months?
Yep.
Solera project.
Okay.
For John and Mike, brew-shoots.com. Subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and we'll keep souring on. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're supposed to say brew on.
Oh, brew on.